MSNBC is freaking out over this. So we're going to talk about this Trump v. Biden here in just a moment. But quickly, just my opinion for what it's worth. I think the 2024 election might be very, very simple. If the economy is kicking butt, interest rates are falling, people didn't all lose their jobs, and things are getting better, people might look and say, maybe inflation was transitory and Biden gets reelected. That, I realize right now, sounds like absolutely insane. And a lot of people are going to be like, hell no, we're going into a recession, there's going to be joblessness, and we need Trump right now because everything is crap in the economy. Everything's more expensive, 30% more expensive for rent and food and groceries, and everybody wants tips now. It's a pisser. All of this, absolutely true. But remember, an election is a snapshot in time. Just like the polls are, an election is as well. An election is a snapshot in time. What are people's emotions going to be on the day of the election? Well, if that election were held today, even MSNBC makes it clear, then Donnie T is coming back. Let's listen in.
Here it is. Wow. Donald Trump, we have at 46%, Biden, 44%.
And this is significant because this is the first time in the history of our poll that former President Trump beats President Biden, still within the margin of error, but still significant.
Yeah, in 2019, 2020, when Trump was president, he trailed all of them. This year, he's trailed all of them in our poll. First time in more than a dozen polls we've seen a result like this. Some of the other ingredients that go into that, Biden has long had an advantage over Trump on likability. Look, at the start of this year, 39% said they had a positive view of Biden, barely 30% of Trump. We've seen consistently a gap like this. Now, the gap is gone. 36 positive on both, and actually Biden 1 point more negative than Trump. That's been a significant advantage for Biden. Our poll says that advantage, at least for now, may be gone. And we talked about younger voters on foreign policy, and it's true on a host of other topics. Disaffected with Joe Biden. We have 46% for Trump, 42% for Biden among the youngest voters. The youngest voters in the 2020 election were Biden plus 26. This could be a massive sea change. And if you take a look here, too, everybody sort of says, hey, I'm not too nuts about the possibility of this matchup. So we said, let's measure this one way. And here's how we did it. Biden against an unnamed Republican. This is just a referendum on Biden, basically. And look at this. He goes from being in a dogfight with Trump to being double digits behind. But then flip it around. Trump against an unnamed Democrat. Trump goes from leading against Biden to being down by 6 points against the Democrat.
Just a fascinating look at the state of the race with just a little under a year to go. Steve Kornacki, great stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, the big thing that you have against Biden right now is it's really hard to like the commander-in-chief when the economy is absolute trash, or at least that's what it feels like right now. Obviously, the government data is like, the economy's fine, but people have to feel like the economy is fine. In fact, JP Morgan had a great piece. Basically, what they're saying is, when it comes to the economy and people spending, people will continue to spend even if right now things are horrible, they think things are going to get better. And that's interesting because that's almost JP Morgan suggesting we could be on a path where people feel really bad right now, so they're super pro-Trump from an economic point of view, and if they believe things are going to get better, there's this argument that could they flip back to Biden? Or is Biden dead in the water? Curious to know what your thoughts are, but this is very common right now. Big debate. Let me know. Comments down below. Here's a snapshot, by the way, of the absolute latest Sunday, November 19th, NBC poll, 46 Trump, 44 Biden. That's what we just saw. But if you go to the Republican nomination as well, 58 Trump, DeSantis at 18, Haley 13, Ramaswamy drops to just 3. Now, if Twitter were going to elect a president, Ramaswamy would win hands down. But I've come to find that Twitter does not represent all of America. That should be obvious. I know that sounds like I'm an idiot, and I'm not suggesting that that's what I thought, but let's be very clear. Those are very different societies. Anyway, okay, look at this. Harvard-Harris poll, general election, Trump winning by 6. Holy smokes. Emerson, Trump versus Biden in California. Well, no duh, Biden leading in Cali, but you ain't gonna win the presidential election by leading California.